Bombzy, you're up.
Hello everyone, I'm Dev, this is Alp, and we're here to revolutionize your tea drinking experience. So you know those boring old tea bags that you use once and then throw away? Well, every day 22 million of those tea bags are thrown away in the Netherlands alone. And not only that, but you know when you use your tea bags, they leave like tiny particles of plastic in your cup of tea. I mean, that cannot be healthy to drink every day. So with our product, we decided to ditch the tea bag completely and instead replace it with a drinkable and dissolvable outer solution that holds all your herbs together inside. So when you use our product, you just take it, put it in a cup of hot water, it dissolves and becomes a delicious drink. With this method, we jump over the issue of waste with traditional tea bags, making it better for the planet, better for your health, and it also looks nice. We do this in a fabulous way, which looks better on, which people would love to share on their social media and, for example, during restaurant visits. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, what about the tea herbs? Do they dissolve too? I mean, no one wants to chew their tea. And the answer is yes. We partnered up with Madame Chai as our premium biological tea supplier, who will provide us with the herbs in order for us to make our dissolvable tea solution. And not only that, we've made our product inclusive for all sorts of tea lovers, making it fair trade, sugar-free, vegan, gluten-free, halal, and all that good stuff. So Alp will talk a little bit more about our business model now.
Thank you, Dev, and welcome everyone. So we will first focus our sales at B2B by attracting as much as possible restaurants or cafes in Amsterdam. The opportunities are huge right now, especially
Recording in progress.
especially if you consider how much of a trend this can become. Just think about bubble tea, which popped up everywhere in Amsterdam in the recent years. As mentioned before by the lunch, our tea bomb completely dissolves in a beautiful way in a cup of hot water, leaving nothing to throw away. Which is one of our unique selling points, and not even mentioning the whole tea drinking experience you get from it. So you might be thinking, what about the packaging? That's also a waste, right? Well, no, not in our product. Every time we deliver a box of tea bombs to a restaurant or cafe, we take back the old finished box and reuse it on our next purchase. So what if you win today's pitching session? We would use the prize money to further expand the variety of our tea bombs. Now, 3 minutes have passed since we started pitching. During these 3 minutes, more than 45,000 tea bags have been thrown away, after just being used once, and that in the Netherlands alone. Let's prevent this unnecessary waste together and revolutionize the world of tea, together with Bombzy. Thanks so much, everyone.
To the grilling. Yeah.
I was wondering, do you have like different sizes for people that like less strong tea? Like, you can imagine if you like put a palm in like a cup of tea, it's just this one strength, and some people like dip it like twice and throw it away.
Yeah, that's definitely what we need to consider, because with tea bags you can dip 3-4 times and then you can like sort of adjust, and we plan to have different amounts of tea powder in our tea bombs, so we will have a variety of those.
So what exactly is your product made of, the bomb itself?
So in our first prototype, we used sugar, but then we got a lot of feedback from people who said like, yeah, we don't drink sugar, think about us too, you know. So we were like searching for alternative, and we found that ice malt is a very good alternative, which is also sugar, but it's not sweet. It's low calorie and all that good stuff, and it's also more transparent because sugar gets like caramelized and gets this brownish color, which isn't very aesthetically pleasing to look at. So for the outer layer, we use isomalt.
What's it called? Ice?
Isomalt, which is totally, which is vegan and halal and all the gluten-free and all that stuff.
Do you already know what the price of a tea bag will be for you?
So we were thinking for it to make it a luxury product. So it will. We don't know the exact price yet, but it will not be as cheap as a tea bag.
Yes, because our first line, as he said, is to go business to business, and to do that, we can't just have like 10-cent tea bombs. So in order to sell at restaurants, we need to have it a little bit higher.
And also, oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
And also, imagine our product being sold at a buy curve. Like that's kind of the vibe we want to go after.
Do you have any very direct competitors, and if not, why not?
Our main competitor is Etsy right now, all these DIY people who make and sell it on Etsy. But besides that, there's a huge gap in the market. It's not a trend yet, but we believe that it can become one, just like happened to bubble tea.
I think we also talked about a little bit during the pitch sessions in the tutorial, but do you already have a solution for how to take out the tea leaves?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, so I just had that in pitch. We'll make it a powder, so it will dissolve with the tea. Yeah.
That was one of our main issue, by the way, and we're happy that we finally found, like we partnered up with Madame Chai, and we can use her tea, her premium biological tea, to make like this powdered form, and then it will completely dissolve, like zero waste.
So it will be more like chai or matcha or something?
It will be more like matcha, yeah.
So do you already have like the prototype that you can use? Like,
We have prototypes, yeah. I wish I could show you, but
No,
I'll show you right
you
after.
show that at the pitch. I think that's.
Yeah, that was the first. That was the sugar prototype. We also have an isomalt prototype, and we have the specific shape that we want. So now we just need to produce the actual tea herbs.
Yeah, and
So-
also if like your product is just the powder way, don't you just use the powder instead?
Well, it's the whole experience we're selling as well, right? So this way it can become a trend. With just powder, it won't become a trend.
in our opinion.
Hi, yeah, so the proposition is very much about no longer having the old-fashioned tea bags and waste, etc. Tell us a little bit about the outer packaging, because in my mind, you can't then undo the good work by putting plastic around this. And then you've also got to keep it waterproof, so talk us through that.
Yeah, so the packaging, it won't be wasted in our product because we first want to focus at B2B, and therefore when you deliver a package like of tea bombs, then after it's done, we take back and reuse it. And the package will probably made out of glass boxes, so it will also be visible from the outside, and they could also put it on their restaurant like desk, so the customer could see it right away. Like it's also kind of like a shop front, like I forgot the name, but that's.
So do you pay a sort of a one-off cost for that glass container?
Well, you could
You
see it
take
like
back,
that, but
how that
if you
work?
think about us taking it back each order, then it's still kind of like ours, or yeah, like it is, yeah.
Right,
It's a
great.
fixed cost, yeah.
We have 2 questions over there.
Oh yeah, I was wondering because sustainability is one of your main values. So when it comes to transportation and things like this, how are you gonna make sure that it's also sustainable and you don't have like emissions and stuff like that when you deliver it to the restaurants? Because I think, this is what you stand for. So for your users matters everything, like how you package it, but as well as how you transport it.
Right, so we will have to look into that. For example, we can use bike like delivery because we cannot use the traditional shipping methods because our products are also very fragile, and then we'll need to in order to like keep them safe, we need a lot of plastic and stuff. So the traditional methods they won't work. So we will have to look into that. For example, using bike deliveries, more like reusable outer packaging as well, as Alp mentioned.
Yeah, and we have it in our favor that Amsterdam is such a narrow, like compact city that everything is close. Like you have like restaurants everywhere. So I had a question that's.
Are you gonna make the tea bags yourself?
Well, so we have 2 options right now. Either we can make it get the hygiene certification and the label requirements, all that, and then make it ourselves, or we can go to a third supplier, bakery, cafe or something, and then they can produce it for us. We have something to look into which is more viable.
Have you already looked into bakeries who are willing to do that?
So we partnered up with Madame Chai right now. She just became a whole trend in Amsterdam, and unfortunately we cannot manufacture it with her, but we can use her tea herbs. But we have to look into manufacture or either make it ourselves. But that's on the next phase.
So if it's a luxury product and it's gonna be way more expensive than just normal tea bags, how are you gonna like convince cafes and restaurants to use your products?
Well, I think it would be a huge, how should I say? If you can, so if you can tell the cafes or the restaurants that this can become a huge trend that will attract all these new customers coming in, then I think they would be convinced to buy and sell our product. Especially if you consider all these customers taking pictures and showing it off on their Instagrams and their stories and all that stuff, then that would attract even more customers. So we think it could like attract, we could convince them.
Yeah, but still, because it's more expensive. I'm just wondering because I'm asking because I work at the most sustainable hotel here in Amsterdam, so I know they take care of everything with sustainability, but I've never heard them about like the tea. No one ever asked from, is your tea sustainable or something
Right.
in any type of way, so.
Right, I think once we show that there's demand for it, once we show like the benefits of our product, how it like is even like visually appealing, and that customers, as you said, will want to share on their social medias. I think obviously not all cafes prioritize like price, so we have to go to the high end first, which we mentioned. We think they will be a bit more receptive to our product, and then eventually once like it's just like a snowball effect. Once a couple cafes hop on, it'll be easier to convince more. Yeah.
Alright.
One quick more question, or two quick questions.
All right.
So we waited. I have a question connected actually with this one. So, what is so special about it being a bomb? Because right now the unique point is that it doesn't leave this tea bag which you have to throw away. But this then, you told we don't sell tea, we sell the experience. What is with this experience of this tea bomb? Will it do? Psh, why should it become trendy? You know, because bath bombs they are like doing this becoming beautiful, but your tea will just dissolve and it won't like, it's just having this cup and something instead of water becoming tea. Yeah, what is so special about your bomb? Some special effects.
What's so special about anything, right? If you have a cup of tea, it's like water. I mean, we saw this unique product in this unique, very nice shape with a nice color and this whole aesthetically pleasing thing to watch at, and every.
But how will you set to watch it? But what is there to watch at? Is there like what is be going with this tea except for dissolving? Because when I put sugar in my cup, it's nothing really going like to watch it.
Yeah, well, there won't come fireworks out of it if that's what you're expecting. It's just gonna hot water and it's gonna dissolve and rotate and all this stuff. And we're gonna also we're thinking about putting flowers inside of it, dried flowers. So that's the whole drinking experience you get while it, and I'm sure a lot of people who will drink it make pictures of it and show it off in their Instagrams. All these influencers out there would love to do that. And besides that, that's one of our unique selling point, and the other is the whole environmental aspect of it. So those two I would say.
I was wondering, because like the packaging is edible, kind of what it's holding the herbs, like what is the expiration date of like a bomb, or how long does it kind of last?
Honestly, we don't. We're not at that stage yet, but we want to make it last for a long time. So that's what we're going to.
We're not working with like wet products or stuff like that. So it sort of the is like more towards our side in terms of expiration date. But yeah, we're not at that stage yet too, where we have to make the labels and
we're close
find the best before and all that.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Bombzy.